You're back, baby doll. Are we early to Bitcoin? I want to know. Are we early? If you listen to all Bitcoin maxis, Bitcoin focused channels, YouTube, Twitter, public media, they'll always say we're so early. We are so early, man. And let me tell you something. I've seen a couple of crypto cycles now, and saying we're early is the number one most effective talking point to get any new person to FOMO buy. Any crypto sector, any coin. I'm sure it's the stock market too. That's what people want to hear. You're early, you're early, you're early. We're so early, man. That's what we want to hear, right? So it's easy to believe that. That's why they FOMO buy. But let me tell you something. I'm going to give you an example. If you were dating a girl for a year, you break up, and she comes back 14 years later and says, hey, I have your son. I know it's a bit late, 14 years, but no, actually, it's still early. It was like he was born yesterday. Are you going to believe that, Con? Because you're living it right now. That's how old Bitcoin is. And they're trying to tell you it was born yesterday. Look no further than Mikey Saylor. I have a box here, friends. You see this box? Mikey Saylor, cybernetic hornet nest, said, Bitcoin's days are numbered. It seems like just a matter of time before it suffers the same fate as online gambling. Alright. You know how this story ends, but I'm going to show it to you anyway, okay? I'm going to show it to you anyway. That's how the story ends, okay? This is what you came for. Memes make dreams, okay? From Bitcoin's days are numbered to now that it's up ATX, literally shut up and take 2.8 billion of my money. We can't make this up. This happened. We're living it right now. This is the golden age of memes. We are going to tell our children and our children's children this. Okay? Under a lemon tree. We're going to be telling them this story. Alright. I want to ask you if you're still early. I love Bitcoin. I love it. It's one of the greatest inventions ever. I'm so lucky that I was born in a time to witness this. We're never going to see this ever again. But we're not early, man. You're not early. Okay? Look. Everyone called Bitcoin a terrorist child abuser coin for scammers here. And then they called it another terrorist abuser scammer coin from like Russia, China, whatever they called it here again. Okay, that's early. That's early, all right? That's early. That's early. Maximum risk. I have shown you articles from different websites, Wired and stuff. And they go like, they literally said, this is a weird cult. They follow this guy named Satoshi. They're hanging on every word, but he's disappeared. So most likely he cashed out secretly to exchanges, and now these people are going to die a cold death because they still think they're early. They always say this. Every single pump. But they stop saying that. Think about that. I am the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. When a messenger comes, you sit down with him, bring out Doritos, feed me some chips, maybe some grapes, maybe I want some water, all right? That's what you do. You don't shoot the messenger. I'm telling you, they're not calling it the child abuser coin for terrorists anymore. You know what they're saying? They're saying, Michael Saylor's $2.8 billion buy is only the start of it. That's what they're saying now, man. We have to listen. They're not calling this a scam anymore. So, our potential to make sick gains, which is, I'm assuming that's what you want. I want sick gains. It's dwindling. We've got everyone in. There's a curve, friends, a curve. There's a curve, the adoption curve, all right? This is the freak, the freaks. This is Andreas Antonopoulos. This is the OGs. This is Eric Voorhees. This is Roger Ver. They're saying, I don't care if this goes to zero. This is changing the world. Then, the early trend comers, they came here. This was 2013. This is people like, OGs like Kobe came in here. Maybe Charles H. Vitalik, right? They're like, hey, I see something here. I can see the future. Most likely I came here. See, when I came in, I'm just being honest with you. I thought, I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm so early. Woohoo! I believed it too, man. I've realized I'm actually I'm a poopy here. And if you're coming in after me, you came in like 2020, 21, you are late majority. You're late majority. Just accept it. Just accept it. But also be happy that you've identified it. See, late majority, look, early believers, when something is early, you don't get a freaking like 8x and then retrace the whole move, okay? Look what this move did. Because I know you don't believe me. You're not wearing your socks and you don't believe me. Look, $200 to 20K is 100x, man. 100x. What about down here? 227x. And you know Bitcoin done millions of x's over the time. Thousands of x's. That's just one cycle, dude. That's early. You get your 100 to 200x for being early. You get your trash 6 to 7x when you're a late majority like us, okay? So who's left? You know who's left? The Bitcoin ETF, the pensioners. That's who's left. The people in government, the people who don't want to take any risk anymore, the people who see, oh, people are starting to catch on to this thing and I can't really stop it, so I kind of maybe should accept it. That's who's left, okay? No one in here is calling it a scam. It's the very, very end of people. Now, you might say to me, oh, excuse me, these are the richest people. Yeah? How do you think they got rich? Do you think they got rich by FOMO buying every green candle? I want to ask you that, okay? Do you think they got rich by doing that? Or do you think they got rich by waiting, growing old, compound interest, and saying, you know, yeah, this thing gives me like 6% per year, but I'm in here for 40 years, and I'm not going to FOMO buy anything. I'm going to check all the risks and everything. These people, they don't care about getting rich tomorrow. They're already like 50, 60, 70 years old, man. They've got the trillions of dollars, and they have powerful positions. They're not going to FOMO buy Bitcoin of 400K, but they will buy it. So now you say to me, oh, but they're going to buy it. Yeah. Do you know how they buy? They go, okay, let's put 0.1%. And they go, okay, sir, let's market buy for you. And they go, no, what's this scam market buy? TWAP me in every week for the next year. Because I don't care about getting rich tomorrow. We're holding for 15 years. So that's what you're going to get. You're going to get a nice, slow, beep, 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 beep dots. You know, yeah. And yeah, it trends it up over time, but you don't get irrational exuberance. You don't get people like Michael Saylor who are taking time out of their life to go, wow, this thing is a scam. He only called it a scam because so many people got irrationally exuberant, okay? So many people got irrationally exuberant here. That's why he called it a scam. If people didn't get irrational up here, he would have never noticed it, okay? And this all comes from Satoshi putting in the halvening, by the way. So everyone's playing a game. Satoshi knew how the game is played more than anyone else, and never forget that, right? So always pay homage to Bitcoin. So depends. What do you mean by early? Like, yeah, it's not going to go to zero. It's not going to go to zero. And you don't have a bust test risk. And the bust test risk is if like one or two people get hit by a bus, does the project continue? And the answer is yes. Bitcoin will continue. You can't go kill anyone in Bitcoin and this thing goes away. So they've made it. They've actually made it. Okay? There are other coins out there which you may or may not consider scams, right? Which are very controversial, which you don't think have any grass left, no fuel left in the tank, which they will fail the bust test. If you destroy a few key players and they leave, the project will probably go to a fatal death. And that might scare you. But I will tell you this. We've seen this before, man. Elon Musk, Tesla, Steve Jobs, Apple, Bill Gates, Microsoft at the start. This is normal, man. This is what entrepreneurs do. This is why me and you, we are peanut brains. Okay? We are not the 0.1% of humans who actually change the world. So we just got to accept it. We got to accept it. You're here to help your family, and so am I. All right? So I'm going to ask you again. Are we early to Bitcoin? The answer is probably not. If you want sick gains, we're not early. All right? We're not early. So remember, your ex-girlfriend comes back after 14 years and says you've got a 14-year-old son, but it was just like he was born yesterday. Don't give me that stuff, man. You're not early. Okay, you're not early. But I will still say, for the next 10 to 20 years, most people will be better off when they rotate profits from altcoins. Let's say you want to play the casino, you get excited, some new Uniswap app, this or that. I promise you this. You must default consider rotating your profits into Bitcoin, because it will probably outcompete the S&P 500. It will probably outcompete property, outcompete gold, outcompete most other safe, safe community, bust test, conquering type of assets, if you can say it like that, right? Obviously, there are better ones, man. Yeah, Ethereum, of course, but, don't write everything off. You just never know. We never know. So, we know the answer now. We're not that early anymore. 14 years, okay? 14 years. So, don't misinterpret me. Like, yeah, you know what? Sick gains, all right? Early. Let's go. Early. Yeah, I'll give me like a middle squiggly line, because we still thought, well, early. You're not early here, man. Don't even think you're early. Don't even put it in your mindset, because if you think you're early, you're going to stop looking for the real opportunity. You're going to be one of those people who say, don't ever buy stocks because the S&P 500 is going to outperform you. Don't ever fall into that category, because one day you're going to be walking outside, you're going to see pennies on the floor, and you are going to be in so much disbelief, you're not even going to bother to pick them up. And some pleb is going to walk next to you with a Dogecoin shirt and say, woohoo, free money, what an idiot, who left this here? And you're going to feel like a peanut brain, all right? Until next time, friends, I love you all.